Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Powerboost meditation. And the topic today is the power of a promise. This is a very useful tool in our life and definitely in our spiritual life, on our spiritual journey. When there is a certain clear aim or something that you would like to change or achieve. And another word that is maybe more often used in society also is a pledge or an oath or a vow. There are certain principles or a certain structure or a certain habit that you would like to preserve or that you would like to achieve or that you would like to develop within yourself, a certain quality or characteristic that you would want to pay more attention to, or maybe in relationships with others, a certain habit or ability. If we put behind that the energy of a vow or the energy of a promise to the self and maybe to others or maybe even to God, it gives an extra power to your determination. And unfortunately, I think in our world culture, this habit or this phenomena of a promise or a vow has lost much of its value. We don't like to commit to certain things, preferably. And even if we do promise, we don't have much value for our words and for the promise that we have done. But if you use this as a tool on your spiritual journey, not like an oath or a vow to everyday meditate, a promise to yourself, a promise to your own spiritual journey, a promise to the Supreme, that every day I will pay attention to my own growth. Or there is also this whole idea of wedding vows. You vow, you promise to care, to love, to protect, to honor and respect, no matter what happens, because that is the power behind a promise. It is not just a promise when everything goes well and nice and good and helpful, but also under pressure or under provocation. And to identify for yourself certain areas that you would like to preserve, certain areas that you want to pay attention to, and then to put behind there the energy of a vow. One of the things that I have done very early on in my spiritual journey is to make that promise to myself and to God, and in a way also to the world, to others, but of course they won't know, is to live a life of purity, a life where there is, as much as I can recognize, attention on selflessness, a life where there is no pursuit of personal pleasures or desires, but a life where there is the pursuit of benefit and spiritual growth for self and for others involved. And there are other areas I have made the vow of non-violence and loving and respecting nature and the animal kingdom. And then to make choices for your lifestyle and everyday decisions in your choice of words, for example, that you don't speak harshly and roughly, even under provocation, but also with your eyes, that there is holding internally a certain vision of brotherhood, but also a choice for vegetarian food, but as a vow, as a promise to uphold certain principles for myself. But I can also use it as a tool, not just for my whole life, but also on a day-to-day basis. Today, no matter what, I promise myself to be patient, for example, and observe what triggers my own impatience and what not. Or a promise that today I will spend an extra half hour in my spiritual studies. Or once a week, I will make it a point to pay attention to, for example, certain friends or relationships that I'm not necessarily paying active attention to, as a tool to be better, to perform better, to interact with more love. It is a very useful tool. And it would be very nice if we could install this habit again, to every day make a certain promise, to every day have that determined thought. And also for your life, identify certain principles, certain practices that no matter what, you will not break it. This is what is called also paving the way for higher quality of actions, good karma. If your inner aim and direction has that higher quality, your actions, your words, your interactions will carry that flavor of virtuousness. And that, of course, is what we will nurture in the world around us, and that is what will come back to us. So something to reflect and to experiment with. But another nice aspect of this is you get to know yourself better. You get to know what is going on inside and what distracts you. Because if you make a certain pledge or you make a certain promise, then there will also be temptations and tests to take you away from it. And so you will know your power, your mental power, your willpower. And we can be busy entertaining ourselves with pledges and promises to emerge that higher character, that virtuous nature, that is innate, that is latent, that is, all of us have that potential. And one way to get it out is to use this tool of a promise. No matter what, I will stay peaceful. Learn, situations happen, interactions happen, things will be said. You learn from it, but you don't get into that mode of emotional turmoil. Let the ego die and let your higher nature emerge. And we are all have scope for learning and to not be fed up with yourself if you're making a mistake. That is inherent in the journey. But you learn. The real mistake is not learning. Okay? So let's take a few moments. Make a promise with yourself to every day spend 5 to 10 minutes at least on self-reflection and meditation, reminding yourself of the fact and the truth that you are a spiritual being. That what is visible is the body. Body is like an instrument. But the music that comes from that instrument, your life and the life actions, the portrait of the character, that is decided by the one who plays the instrument, the soul, the invisible living presence operating from the center of the forehead, a timeless being. And as always, we can use the image of tiny star, invisible, living light. A being of peace, a being of love. A being who has come from another dimension, the world of light and silence, the dimension of the Supreme. One who has come in this body, which is like an instrument, to play the music of human life, the game. But the musician, the one who uses the body, is this living light. Make that promise to yourself, to remind yourself regularly, at least 10 times a day, that you are this being of light. Thank you.